Born in 1879, Margaret Higgins grew up in a poor Roman Catholic Irish-American family. Her mother, who had birthed 11 children in addition to 7 miscarriages, was very weak and suffered from great health issues. She eventually died at age 40 from tuberculosis. This deeply affected Higgins and led to family issues with her father, who worked little and was an alcoholic. Soon after her mother's death, Higgins set off to progress her life. At age 17, Higgins attended Claverack College and the Hudson River Institute with financial aid from her older sisters. However, after 4 years, Margaret decided to change her degree and went into nursing at the White Plains Hospital. From there, she worked in impoverished neighborhoods of New York as a visiting nurse. Later, Margaret Higgins met William Sanger. They married. Margaret changed her last name to Sanger and moved to New York, having 3 children. However, even now with her own family, even with her reoccurring struggles with tuberculosis, Margaret Sanger would now be more involved in human rights than ever before, starting with the Women's Committee of New York, the Socialist Party, a liberal club and a supporter of unions and strikes. But Margaret knows that change needs to happen, and that contraceptive care needs to be available. In 1916, she opens her first clinic. However, within 10 days, police shut her down, calling her a public nuisance. But Margaret isn't backing down. Margaret fights for her case, all the way up to the Court of Appeals. And in 1918, a verdict is reached.
The Constitution of the United States, sir.
Women like you should be in the kitchen, ma'am.
Order, order! This court has come to a decision. The New York Court of Appeals rules that Margaret Sanger and other licensed physicians have the right to provide information for the cure and prevention of disease.
With victory achieved, Margaret was able to form the American Birth Control League in 1921. This organization later merged with the Birth Control Clinical Research Bureau to form the organization known today as Planned Parenthood. Today, Planned Parenthood offers reproductive health care, contraception, abortion, STI prevention, and many other services. But contraception would have been impossible without the magic pill.
Good evening, Dr. Pincus.
Mrs. Sanger?
I'd like to propose a project.
A contraceptive pill would be quite costly to create.
Contraceptive drug would mean a pill that women would take before having sex to prevent ovulation, which would prevent them from getting pregnant.
This is about how much it would cost.
If this is the correct price, I think I may have an investor. This is Catherine McCormick.
Nice to meet you.
I think I'd like to invest in your company.
Thank you, Mrs. Cormick. I think I'll get started right away. Ready?
Gregory Pincus was a medical expert, specializing in the human reproductive system. His name had become particularly infamous for achieving in vitro fertilization of rabbits, when eggs were taken from the ovaries and fertilized with sperm in a lab. But fear of fatherless test tube babies was growing, and the discovery made Pincus well known in the wrong way. Nevertheless, Sanger was convinced that he could take on what she had in mind. Enovid came out in 1960 as a commercial drug, available as a cheap contraceptive to all. It became the FDA-approved birth control pill, and began allowing women to make their own choices across America. Through her personal life and career as a nurse, Margaret Sanger witnessed numerous women suffering due to lack of sufficient knowledge regarding sex and availability of birth control. Sanger aspired to prevent this unnecessary suffering by promoting the knowledge and use of birth control. Sanger published articles such as What Every Girl Should Know and Family Limitation in an attempt to spread knowledge regarding birth control and sex in general. Through publications and articles, Margaret Sanger was able to promote the concept of birth control, making her a pioneer in the field of sexual education. But Sanger had a dark side. While she made huge contributions to the contraception movement, some of her intentions were often suspicious. She strongly believed in eugenics, set on improving the human race. Her actions led to sterilization laws in 30 U.S. states that kept unfit people from producing. Sanger also had some racist beliefs. She even spoke at a KKK meeting.
America is growing up fast and is being brought under control by the country's leaders. But new leaders have risen to control a new part of America: women. Women have long wanted to have equal rights, and the spirit has manifested itself in Margaret Sanger, a fighter for birth control and Planned Parenthood. From a rough childhood, Sanger fought hard for birth control and used her new magic pill with the help of Gregory Pincus and Catherine McCormick to achieve her goals. Sanger fought hard for her beliefs and popularized sex education. But Sanger may have had a dark side to herself. Her ideals may have necessitated racist ideas, and she tried to use her new birth control pills to keep population in check, specifically the black population and other non-white races. However, her somewhat white supremacist ideas allowed women for the first time in a while to make their own choices when facing pregnancy. Sanger fought hard in everything she believed in, and has given herself a place in the history books.